It is a beautiful summer Saturday night in North Carolina. It's a tradition, and you won't find a track that's richer in tradition and history than Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem. As tonight, the NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour is on Versus for the StrutMasters.com 199. We welcome you all to Bowman Gray Stadium. I'm Eric Freed alongside Jimmy Spencer. He's had this smile on his face since the moment we walked in this track because this is a special place, Jimmy.
It is. You know, fans, we're about a mile away from the city of Winston-Salem. They've been racing at this facility for over 60 years. The fans anticipate. Just look at the crowd we have here, fans. This is every Saturday night. We have a special race, the Southern Modified Tour. I'm excited about it. Eric, it's going to be a great race.
Well, it's a thrill for the fans to be here, but it's a bigger thrill for the drivers. And with more on that, we go down to Ralph Shaheen.
The wild part about racing here at Bowman Gray is the atmosphere. The track's crazy. The crowd is even nuttier. Bert Myers can tell you all about it. He's been racing here for years. Bert, does this place get you excited as a driver when you come out here and you hear this crowd cheering and booing at the same time?
Yeah, you know, my grandpa said back in the 50s, whether they love you or they hate you, they come to see you race. So, you know, how could you not be excited about a crowd like this?
Is it worth a couple of tenths when you're behind the wheel?
You know, this is the only place I've ever raced at where you can tell what's going on the track by the reaction of the fans. So every lap is something else going on. Fans are going crazy. And absolutely, it pumps me up. I'm ready for tonight.
Let me tell you something. It's the closest, Eric, I've ever seen to entering the Roman Coliseum or maybe walking through Gasoline Alley at the famed Brickyard in Indianapolis. These people are going crazy.
Well, Ralph, thanks very much. It is a thrill for the drivers. They're pretty pumped up, but they're going to have to keep those emotions in check on this track here tonight. Great atmosphere.
It is, but the fans, what the fans have to expect tonight is a lot of patience in the winner. That's hard to believe. We're on a small racetrack, but patience is going to be the key tonight to win this race, Eric.
We welcome you back to Bowman Gray Stadium, the StrutMasters.com 199, just a few moments away from going green here. They've been racing here since 1949, and as you look at the top of your screen, you'll see the starting lineups here tonight. It's very interesting because the pole winner is not starting in the front row here today as they kind of shuffle things up, and we'll get Jimmy's thoughts on that as we go along. Could not ask for a more beautiful night here in North Carolina. Temperature 81 degrees and clear skies right now, which is always a good thing on a Saturday night in North Carolina. It is as flat can get in racing.
Very flat racetrack, Eric. And you know, the thing is what I like about this racetrack, you have to handle well, and you have to save these tires. You're going to be able to make your passing, but you're going to see most of the passing exiting the corners here tonight.
All right, we have our eyes on some drivers, and let's begin with Ralph Shaheen. You're in the leadoff spot, Ralph.
Well, I'm going to start with the guy who's starting up on the pole, Jason Myers, at number 4. What he wants to do is go as fast as he has to. That's it. He wants to get out front, but he's got to save those tires for 199 laps. So he's only going to go as fast as the guys behind him push him to the front. Eric?
All right, Ralph, so he takes Jason Myers. So, well, there goes the guy who's starting number 1. I thought that's the guy for sure you were going to take.
Yeah, I wanted to take Myers, but I'm going to take that Tim Brown. You know, he said something pretty interesting. I'm a sore loser. And I like anybody who's a sore loser because that means they're going to give it their all tonight, and I think that'll be special in this race.
So you're going with the 02 of Tim Brown, who's usually in the 83, but he's in the 02. And I'll go with John Smith as they go green here at Bowman Gray.
The key here is to get in line. This is a longer race than normal here. They usually run a 40-lap race. So, you know, as you see Myers starting to pull away, but you still see 2 wide racing here.
And we are prepared to see plenty of cautions. 11 caution flags in the 2008 race, 11 in the 2007 race, but so far clean through 1 lap here at Bowman Gray with Jason Myers trying to get a little separation.
You also see the 4 car of Myers of Myers trying to get to the outside, and that's going to be critical as you see him make the move on the 81 car going into turn 3. Get opening there now all at once. That's when the Bert Myers in the 1 car is going to start putting a little pressure on him, saying, hey, we need to get on with this show. You're giving too much gap here to 3rd place.
There is a local and an outer town.
One into the wall in turn 3. I think he had a flat tire, Eric.
We will get our first caution of the night as in turn 3 we had gone 10 laps without some trouble, and it appears it's the points leader. Yes, and you can hear the crowd here at Bowman Gray reacting.
That's Chevelle.
James Savali out of Meriden, Connecticut, the point leader. He raced here in the modifieds, the weekly modifieds last night. He's been coming here a couple of times just to get used to this track, because this is obviously a facility that takes a lot of getting used to. But the points leader brings out the first caution, lap 11.
Now what you're noticing, fans, is he's staying out on the track. And what you're allowed to do in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Series is you're allowed to catch up to the pace car. So what NASCAR's done, knowing that he's possibly still going to lose a lap, is going to save him from losing too. So that is a pretty cool deal. I think NASCAR deserves a little bit of credit for this thing. As you see him, he's moving up here, and I think that's going to be helpful for him. Well, now he does hit pit road, though.
Well, the work is cut out for James Savali here tonight, the points leader with 1 win this year. He's been in the top 10 in all 4 races this season, but he takes it back into the pit area. And you'll see him work back behind the field house here at Bowman Gray. And let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, they're going to work on that right front tire. You can see they have to pick the car up manually so they can get the jack up underneath. Going to work on that right front tire. Can't get it off. Now they finally get it away. Here goes the new right front. Service is done. Looks like they're having a little more issue with it, but he's going to go back out. You can see that right front is just not on there right, Jimmy. Yeah. It is cockeyed up on there. He's going to have to come back in.
You're right, Ralph, and we can see it here on our camera shot. He's ready to exit pit road, but he has a bent ball joint or a bent strut. He's not going to be able to continue with that car, fans. He's got some damage there, Eric.
We will follow the plight of the points leader in trouble in the early going here at Bowman Gray in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Back in a moment. Back at the strutmasters.com, 199. The green flag flies, and we're back and racing. And
this is awesome, baby.
James Savali, it's a war of attrition, he said earlier today. And that certainly is the case here, as we have seen a couple of cars go by the wayside as we're racing again with the Myers up front.
That was a power move. Bert Myers started on the outside of Jason and made it stick and took the lead. Now, that is hard to believe. At Bowman Gray, you can make that pass on the outside, and he does.
But those two have spent a lot of time turning laps here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Right now, it's the number 1 of Bert Myers, the number 4 of Jason Myers, and then the number 36 of L.W. Miller, and those 3 trying to get a little separation from the number 4 runner, and Brad Roberts, the 48. Roberts is hanging in there in the top 5. An 18-car field to start here today, and it's already been whittled down a little bit, and one of the key drivers is off the track right now. It's Tim Brown, and he's with Ralph Shaheen.
Well, you can see the damage to the right front of his machine. Tim, what happened? How'd you get all the damage?
Under caution there, one of the cars, we were not really arguing about who goes where, but it cut in on the right front a little bit, and I guess it cut it. And the car was pretty good. We were working our way to the front there. I've got a lot of laps around this place and won a bunch of races here, and was looking forward to the opportunity of driving this thing for Tom and Connie. But I guess it cut the right front down, and coming off through there, just put it in the fence. And I hate it for this team. They worked really hard and gave me this opportunity to drive this thing, and it just wind up on a hook like this early in the race. It's a shame. We were definitely going to the front, though. But so we hope our heads up there, and I hate I tore their car up, but we were competitive and we were moving to the front. So we'll work on it and go get them at Bristol.
And this was a new team for him tonight, guys, too. So sad way to make a debut.
You're right, Ralph. Usually in the number 83, but as he mentioned, driving in the 02, and you never want to do that to a car when you are driving for some new owners, but they're going to continue to work back there, and we're under caution again here at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, and the thing about Tim Brown is you heard it. You heard the frustration in his voice, and he said he is a sore loser. And fans, a sore loser just means I don't like to lose. He's nothing against this guy. He's competitive, and you could see it in his face, Eric. You know, this is his hometown. He wanted to do well, and he's frustrated. There's no doubt about it. Been there, and very, very upsetting to a driver, especially knowing that this is where you want him to shine tonight at Bowman Gray.
8-time track champion here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and I heard it mentioned before, he's from this area, from Winston-Salem, so he knows this track and had a lot of confidence coming in here today.
A lot of damage,
driving in the 02, but yeah, a lot of damage in that one. Much similar to what we saw with the points leader, James Savali, earlier.